midday storm rips its way through southern Wisconsin, tearing through buildings, trees, and power lines, leaving thousands in the dark. We'll assess the damage and look ahead with more alert days in the forecast. We've got your most complete coverage straight ahead.
Just an onslaught of 911 calls for emergencies across the city.
Calls for help and to report damage flooding into Dane County Dispatch this afternoon as late spring severe storms pound south central Wisconsin. Thank you for joining us tonight. The storm rolled through the Madison area early this afternoon and it didn't stick around long.
Yeah, it was here and gone within about 30 minutes, but in that short period of time, it did leave behind quite a bit of damage. The good news is no injuries were reported anywhere. Now, new tonight, the American Red Cross opening an overnight shelter to help anyone displaced. That is located at Madison College on Wright Street. And the damage we've seen the most, these downed trees, plenty of wind damage and hail also. Many of those trees taking out power lines on their way to the ground, turning off the lights and AC for thousands of people. Utility crews working into the night to get it restored. These are just a few of the viewer photos that we have received throughout the day showing the damage from all corners of the viewing area.
Well, some of the worst damage we saw hit the north side of Madison near the airport. This is an apartment complex on Wright Street. Madison Fire says nearly 50 people who live there are under the Red Cross's care tonight. That's because the roof on one building is gone, ripped off in the wind.
Me and somebody, this other lady, we were sitting in her white van, truck, Toyota Jeep, and we literally seen the roof fly right over us. And it just landed right in front of the houses.
The good news here, and there's actually a secondary roof underneath the one that ripped off. So once crews can safely restore power and gas, people should be able to get back in, but that will likely not be until tomorrow.
Well, and check this out. A massive tree coming down right on top of a home on Harding Street today. That is on the city's east side near Garver Feed Mill. We got a chance to speak to the homeowner who says he's lived there for more than 20 years.
Then all of a sudden I heard what sounded like a train. So I stood up out of my couch to go to my back door to look and see what was going on. And as soon as I stood up, my ceiling and everything just came down all around me. So I sat back on the couch and I tucked and waited for everything to hit the ground. And then I stood up and there was dust and stuff all over.
Well, this video from the interstate today as well. The wind from the storm knocked a semi-truck onto its side on the interstate. There you go. There's that images there from the interstate. A semi onto its side, causing backups in both directions. No word on if there were any injuries.
And the Madison Parks Department putting out this tweet tonight. They say due to the storm, Goodman Pool has a mechanical issue and will not be open tomorrow morning. The city hopes to have it open by the time recreation swim begins at 1 p.m. When we take a look outside now, all clear. The storms have moved out and the heat is actually moving in. Let's get a look at what's on the way. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has our certified most accurate forecast. Dana.
It's nice to see the storms pulling away from us. Dry out here on the patio currently, but it is quite humid outside this evening. Our Doppler track will stay quiet overnight, but as we look back from this afternoon, several storm reports popping up. Of course, we have the hail reports of up to a quarter size, even a golf ball size for some areas east of Madison. Also the wind damage reports. Wind gusts estimated close to 70 miles per hour in Madison and in Jefferson County. Dew points right now in the mid 70s for Grant County, 72 for Janesville, 66 in Madison. Very close to our actual temperatures, which are still hovering in the 70s, and we are in for a muggy overnight and then a very hot afternoon for tomorrow. Our Doppler track will generally stay quiet for Tuesday. The focus on Tuesday will be the heat. High temperatures in the upper 90s with heat index readings well over 100. For Wednesday, we'll yet again be dealing with high temperatures, but we're also dealing with a threat for severe weather in the late afternoon and evening. We'll break down the timing for that line of storms and when we might see a break in this heat in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. And if you have any photos of severe weather damage in your area that you would like to share with us, you can send them our way. The easiest way to do so, email them to us at tips@channel3000.com. And also with more alert days ahead because of that potential record-setting heat, it'll be important to stay up to date on all things weather with our Channel 3000 First Warn weather app. It is free for download and available right now. An update since 6 o'clock. After a more than hour-long standoff, the Sun Prairie Police Department says an incident in the area of Providence Street and Triumph Drive has been resolved. This is near the Sun Prairie Costco store. Police say they were responding to a report of an armed suspect who had been involved in a dispute with their significant other. They say the suspect had a knife and rifle and was in a stationary vehicle refusing to come out. After about an hour-and-a-half standoff, police say that person eventually gave up and was taken into custody.
New information on this weekend's homicide investigation, the third for the city of Madison this year, happened on Black Onyx Drive on the Far East Side early yesterday morning. Police say the victim, a 23-year-old man, suffered a chest wound. Madison police say the female person of interest was taken into custody later in the day on a probation hold. They say she and the victim had a child together who was inside the home at the time of the incident but was not hurt. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. In Rock County, after 27 years, technology is advancing a cold case death investigation from back in 1995. Tomorrow, a man found dead near Turtle Creek in the town of Bradford will publicly be identified. When the body was first discovered, November 11th of 95, there wasn't much found at the scene, just a pendant and a single shoe. Investigators believe the body had been there for about a year when it was discovered, though the years there were, through the years, there were various sketches, and he was often referred to as Riverman and eventually John Clinton Doe. Again, tomorrow, the Rock County Sheriff's Office holding a press conference. It'll be at 1:30 in the afternoon to announce the identity, and we will be live streaming that event on our social media pages and also have continuing coverage throughout the day.
And today, the Madison Police Department is also reminding the public about a cold case of its own. It has now been 9 years since this woman, Julia Majetti, was shot and killed in her home in the presence of her children. MPD says she was shot after two men entered her home on Thompson Drive, and they say they remain committed to bringing justice for Julia and her family and is encouraging anyone with information on this unsolved murder to come forward. Tips can be submitted online at p3tips.com or by contacting the Madison Area Crime Stoppers.
Once again, county and sheriff's office leadership calling for jail reconstruction to move forward, but this time they want an extra $10 million to go to the people, to a referendum, and let the public decide this fall. This project now estimated to cost $175 million. That's up $10 million from earlier this year, and that extra money would need a 3/4 majority if it went to the county board for approval. That likely won't happen, so they're calling now for it to go to a public vote. And this is a project years in the making, but one the latest sheriff appointed last year has made a renewed priority. An update tonight to a fatal apartment fire in Madison over the weekend happened at Braxton Place Sunday morning. Crews today say they now believe the fire was the result of unattended cooking. Firefighters reportedly found evidence of a fire that had gone out on its own, but in one of the units, while searching, one resident was found dead. That investigation is still ongoing.
The Republican frontrunner for governor in Wisconsin is out with a new plan today to drain the Madison swamp. It echoes, at least in name, a plan former President Trump drew up years ago. Trump endorsed Tim Michels earlier this month. Michels intends to close certain loopholes, as he calls them. Retiring legislators can't immediately become lobbyists, and lobbyists would face some restrictions on how they can contribute to campaigns. Michels says that's part of increasing transparency in the state's elections.
There's a lot of campaigning that's happening right now without transparency on where the money's from, who's behind these candidates, and people deserve to have answers on that.
Michels is running in a four-way primary for governor. The winner will take on Governor Evers in November.
The second congressional hearing about the January 6th attack on the Capitol was held this morning. The panel revealing testimony that showed former President Trump was told his claims of election fraud weren't true, but it didn't stop his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill with details.
The House Select Committee investigating January 6th showed new testimony to stress that former President Trump was repeatedly told his claims of election fraud were bogus.
I thought, boy, if he really believes this stuff, he has, lost contact with he's become detached from reality.
Mr. Trump was encouraged by the ideas coming from some of his campaign advisors, including Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell.
What they were proposing, I thought was nuts.
Former campaign manager Bill Stepien testified that competing camps formed after the election. He called his Team Normal and said the other pushed conspiracy theories.
I didn't think what was happening was necessarily honest or professional at that point in time.
The panel brought in former officials from Pennsylvania and Georgia to refute specific claims of fraud that they were asked to investigate.
Not only was there not evidence of 8,000 dead voters voting in Pennsylvania, there wasn't evidence of 8.
The committee also says the Trump campaign knowingly misled donors, soliciting tens of millions of dollars for an election defense fund that didn't exist. Instead, the committee says most of that money went to Mr. Trump's political organization.
The big lie was also a big ripoff.
Attorney General Merrick Garland said Monday he is following the hearings.
The January 6 prosecutors are watching all the hearings as well.
The former president released a statement calling the committee a kangaroo court meant to distract Americans. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now, the committee is expected to hold at least 5 more hearings. The next is Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Wyoming Republican Liz Cheney, the committee's vice chair, says future hearings will cover Mr. Trump's attempt to corrupt the Department of Justice and pressure local officials to overturn the election. Still ahead tonight, Dana's full forecast for the rest of the work week, including the latest on the expected record-breaking temperatures. That's next.
Get the Planet Fitness Black Card, our most popular membership with 2,000 plus locations. Bring a friend every time you visit.
I love friends.
And relaxing massage chairs. Feel fit-tacular with the PF Black Card for 0 enrollment, $24.99 a month. Deal ends June 15th.
When my family opened the first Culver's in Sauk City, Wisconsin, you know what we did? We gave it our all, making sure everyone felt welcome. Sharing our favorite foods from around the state, like butter burgers and fresh frozen custard. Greeting every guest with all our heart, crafting each meal with care. Believing a smile makes everything taste better. And it's a tradition we bring with us yet today, from our hometown to yours. Welcome to Delicious.
Oh, hey, it's me, Adrian. People choose Sono Bello because they can permanently remove your stubborn body fat in just one visit. After having 2 kids, my body changed a lot, and I struggled with my stubborn body fat. For me, as a busy mom of 2, when I discovered that Sono Bello had a mommy makeover package catered just for moms like me who don't have time to recover and need to get back in action, that's when I knew I needed to go to Sono Bello. Sono Bello removed my diet-resistant fat cells permanently in just one visit. There was minimal downtime, local anesthesia, so I was actually awake during the whole procedure. I deserved my mommy makeover, and you do too.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-952-0466 or go to sonobello.com.
There's a reason President Trump endorsed Tim Michels for governor.
I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who helped build a great Wisconsin company and created thousands of jobs.
President Trump called Tim Michels an America First conservative who will support the Second Amendment, honor law enforcement, and stand strong against the woke mob.
If you want to see Madison turned upside down, then I'm asking for your vote.
Tim Michels, endorsed by President Trump for governor.
Get the Planet Fitness Black Card, our most popular membership with 2,000 plus locations. Bring a friend every time you visit.
I love friends.
And relaxing massage chairs. Feel fit-tacular with the PF Black Card for 0 enrollment, $24.99 a month. Deal ends June 15th.
Tomorrow, we've got a tip on an all-you-can-eat breakfast event with a unique twist. I'm in the 608 to show you a menu that features pancakes and plain.
And we are heating things up tomorrow. Temperatures could be close to 100 degrees. We'll break it down in the morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. U.S. stocks have plunged into a bear market. It comes as Wall Street investors grow more nervous about what the Federal Reserve might try to do to control inflation. The Dow plummeting today, some 876 points. The Goodman Community Center opening what it is calling a free career closet. Organizers say the career closet is an initiative to get people to get the proper clothing they need to get a job. They say professional attire can be expensive, so this closet is a way to take away some of those barriers and give youth and adults access to both advice, but also high-quality professional clothing and accessories. The free career closet will be available throughout the year by appointment, and if there are any community members interested in donating clean, gently used professional clothing, that can be dropped off at the Goodman Community Center Ironworks building, which is on Wabisa Street.
My dad died at the turn of the new year. He was a retired doctor who also went on yearly medical missions to the Philippines, where my family is from. But he wasn't able to make that last trip, leaving us with countless bins of equipment and supplies. Well, I found a little-known Madison nonprofit that not only excitedly took everything, but is making sure the intention my dad had for his medical inventory would be fulfilled. They're a group of dedicated volunteers who realize we have it pretty good here and want those across the globe to have that too. What started in 1999 when Dr. Bernie Mickey and a group of physicians traveled to Camagüey, Cuba.
We pretty much saw that they were doing really good medicine, but lacked stuff.
Turned into return trips with doctors packing suitcases with medical supplies.
Even gloves and suture and things that we really take for granted here.
The idea grew into Dr. Mickey and Dr. Jack Kenny's Wisconsin Medical Project in 2003. For nearly 20 years now, they've collected just about everything: gloves, syringes, catheters, blood pressure machines, exam tables, you name it. Most come from hospitals, clinics, and facilities across south central Wisconsin, bound for Cuba and now Africa.
What these Wisconsin medical projects are doing, they can't measure the impact. They have to be there to witness that.
Yokuba Traore is a volunteer and from Africa's Ivory Coast, where outside the cities, people struggle.
When you go to the rural part of the country, there's a lack of equipment. And so this is a lifeline to this population.
Yokuba was there last November when the 40-foot container arrived. He saw people in need receiving the life-changing durable goods.
Someone thinks his birth was crawling because he couldn't walk. And then all of a sudden, he's getting, at age 25, 26, a first wheelchair that he can be independent.
He says Wisconsin Medical Project is a perfect example of the Wisconsin idea, making sure what we do here has an impact on the rest of the world.
The retired physicians here taking their time, taking their energy and their money, collecting medical supplies to send to faraway land where they have not set foot there. They don't even know the people, and they're doing that from the good of their heart.
Folks who volunteer twice a week to sort, catalog, pack, tape, wrap, and move supplies that are guaranteed to make a world of difference.
We are very lucky here in the United States. We need to really think more globally, more equitably about the world.
So one of the biggest needs they have is for any pediatric gear like AFOs here, wheelchairs, walkers. Those are really hot commodities. Also money. It costs about $6,000 to $7,000 to ship a single container. To learn more, head to WISCmedproject.org and click on the How to Help tab.
Amazing stuff, Charlotte. Thank you. New video tonight at 10. All of the entrances to Yellowstone National Park now have been temporarily closed. This is due to severe flooding. Unprecedented rainfall has resulted in record-setting flood levels. Other hazards, including rock slides, mudslides, are also making it unsafe for travel. The northern section is hit especially hard. Visitors in that part of the park have been evacuated. Well, now that our storms have moved through, time for some serious heat. And here's meteorologist Dana Fulton, your first warn forecast. Dana.
Those temperatures just going to climb over the next few days. It is going to be to be toasty outside. And even as we look ahead to next week, it doesn't look like things are going to cool back down anytime soon. Looking at our Doppler track right now, we are dry again. It is humid and warm this evening. Rainfall totals highest for us in the northern portion of Dane County, stretching into southeastern Sauk County. This was right along the track where we saw severe thunderstorm warnings get triggered earlier. Overall, about 1 to 2 inches within this line. Closer to the Blue Cross area, we did see a few totals come through about 3.5 inches. Again, right now things quiet throughout the state, but that's going to change. Looking ahead to tomorrow, there's a marginal risk for severe weather. On Wednesday, that's the better opportunity for those stronger thunderstorms to pass it through. A slight risk, a 2 on a scale to 5 throughout the state, similar to what we had today. We also have the heat to factor in. So alert days in the forecast for Tuesday and for Wednesday. Tuesday's focus on high temperatures at 97 degrees in Madison, the record high 95, and we're going to run right by that. Heat index readings will be well above 100 now. Wednesday will also have that heat to factor in, and then the severe weather threat in the late afternoon and evening. Right now we have this warm front lifting over. You can see a nice clear divide between where we're seeing the warmer air beneath that front and in front of this cold front. As it builds over tomorrow, it's going to get hotter outside. High temperatures ramping up for us. Looking ahead to Wednesday, our cold front approaches. You could see those storms forming right along our cold front. That's going to drive through in the late afternoon and evening. Some of those storms could strengthen up just a little bit because the atmosphere is going to be so warm and have so much moisture. It'll be quite humid outside. This is a look ahead to Wednesday. Temperatures early in the day will already be close to 80 degrees by daybreak. We aren't expecting things to cool down much overnight Tuesday heading into Wednesday. For Wednesday afternoon, highs will be in the middle 90s with this line driving through in the late afternoon and evening. Again, some areas might not see any rain, but because it's going to be so warm and so humid outside, these storms do have the potential to ramp up for us later in the day. Once this clears through behind this cold front, we do pull back a little bit, but it's not going to be a big pullback for us. High temperatures tomorrow will be in the upper 90s. It is going to be breezy, hot, and humid. Heat index readings, again, over 100. Because of that heat wave, we do have heat advisories in effect for tomorrow. Beyond this, we're still seeing an above average trend towards the end of the month. By that point in our 8 to 14 day outlook, even looking ahead to next week, we'll pull back a little bit, but still trending above average. In the upper 90s on Tuesday, Wednesday in the mid 90s, Thursday in the mid 80s. So we pull back 10 degrees, mostly sunny outside for Thursday and Friday. We'll be dry for Father's Day weekend with high temperatures in the mid to low 80s. Monday and Tuesday, we're back close to 90 degrees with a chance for rain late Tuesday. That'll help pull us back again in the middle of next week, closer to the mid to low 80s for afternoon highs.
The epic rivalry is renewed in the U18 Women's World Gold Medal game. Team USA facing Canada. We have highlights of the final coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I don't think it's here for the burger. This summer, prime rib is the star. Bite into the new Primal Angus Thick Burger at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion now in theaters.
Update your home from ceiling to floor at Menards. Ultra-thin wafer downlights from Juno are easy to install anywhere without the need for recessed housing and provide bright, energy-efficient light. Right now, save 11% on all recessed lighting. Get the floor of your dreams with Shaw. From soft and luxurious carpet to durable laminate flooring and waterproof vinyl plank, we've got the perfect look for you. Get 11% off all Shaw flooring at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Joe Biden opened America's borders, increasing the flow of deadly drugs into our communities. Last year, over 105,000 people died of drug overdoses in America. Biden's putting our children and families at risk. Ron Johnson is warning everyone that drug traffickers are adding fentanyl to counterfeit pills, and it only takes one pill to kill. Please tell your children and support law enforcement.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
The Spring Green Art Fair is coming June 25th and 26th to downtown Spring Green. Hundreds of artists from around the nation will be there both days. Don't miss the fun and excitement June 25th and 26th in Spring Green.
Repeat after me. Computer screen off. Happy hour on. One of the best parts about being an adult is we get to call this networking.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, get Cheez-It crackers, only 99 cents. Hunt's ketchup, only 99 cents. Bolthouse Farms baby carrots, only 49 cents. And Breyer's ice cream, only $2.48. Tuesday only. For more ways to save on hundreds of items every day at Hy-Vee, check out our monthly catalog, our weekly ad, and scan the QR code to visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Traffic is horrible.
Great. Time for another one of these.
Bite into the new Primal Burrito or Biscuit with prime rib at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion now in theaters.
It's all led to this, the gold medal game of the IIHF U18 Women's World Championship, where Team USA is taking on an all-too-familiar opponent, Canada. This is the second meeting in this tournament and the 12th overall in the gold medal game, the U.S. winning 7 of those meetings. 5 minutes in, Canada on the power play. They're able to capitalize. Ava Murphy sends it up front, and Alexia Aubin tips it in for that early lead. Team USA with a couple power play opportunities, but every time they get something going, Canada's defense just throws them off. U.S. is able to put together a rally in the second period, but that's where it ends. Canada wins the gold 3-2. The Badgers are no stranger to playing hoops in Milwaukee, but how about at American Family Field? That's right, in November, the men's team as well as the women's team will play a doubleheader on the diamond in what's going to be called the Brew City Battle. CBS Sports' Matt Norlander reports that. It's the first college hoops game to be played at an MLB stadium since 2015, when it last happened in San Diego. UW men will play Stanford on November 11th, with the women taking on Kansas State. Alan Lazard officially put pen to paper today, signing a restricted free agent tender. Lazard tweeted earlier that it's time to bring the Lombardi back home. This signing comes a week after he did not attend the team's mandatory minicamp. Last season, the wide receiver caught 40 passes for over 500 yards and finished with 8 touchdowns. Yesterday proved to be a pretty spectacular day for the Brewers for more than one reason. Yes, the skid was snapped, but manager Craig Counsell tied the franchise record for all-time wins. 563 puts him even with Phil Garner. With one more win, Counsell will become the winningest manager in Brew Crew history. Their next series begins tomorrow with the Mets. For the two Madison natives, the AmFam Championship did not go as planned. Two-time defending champ Jerry Kelly came up short on the three-peat, finishing 2 shots off the winner. While the tournament host, Steve Stricker, saw his Sunday surge cool off on the final holes, but not all was lost. Kelly put together 3 solid rounds and found his swing again, which is something he hopes he'll be able to carry into the U.S. Senior Open Championship, which tees off June 23rd.
It just kind of came on me last week. And trying to duplicate, like I said earlier in the week, was tough. But I found my form. I found my stride that I've been doing since last week. So no reason that we can't keep carrying forward.
We'll be right back.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 30% off lenses with the purchase of any frames. Shopko Optical.
Get the Planet Fitness Black Card, our most popular membership, for zero enrollment and only $24.99 a month. With access to 2,000+ locations, bring a friend every time you visit.
I love friends.
And relaxing massage chairs.
That makes me so happy.
The PF Black Card is your ticket to all the perks. Look at that glow.
Oh, it's all natural.
It's this place, I tell you. So get glowing and feel fit-tacular for zero enrollment and only $24.99 a month. Deal ends Wednesday, June 15th.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
Spectrum presents Stream Home Makeover with JoJo.
We transform the Joneses' home, upgrading their entertainment experience with the best TV and internet services from Spectrum. Let's go. With Spectrum TV, you get your favorite channels and streaming apps, plus tons of on-demand.
Switch to Spectrum TV and Internet for only $49.99 a month each with no contract. Call 1-844-480-4713.
Ready for more? Take a look. With the free Spectrum TV app, you can stream live sports, news, and more on all your devices, inside, outside, and on the go.
Wow, that's awesome.
There's more. We powered up the game room with Spectrum Internet, which gives you the fast, reliable speeds you need to power all your devices. And it comes with free security suite, so you can feel completely safe and secure.
Switch to Spectrum TV and Internet for only $49.99 a month each with free modem. Call 1-844-480-4713.
Give your home a Spectrum Stream home makeover. Call now.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Two American icons officially joined forces in a can. You were waiting for this, Charlotte. Coca-Cola announcing a partnership with Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Their new product will let consumers enjoy Jack and Coke with just a flip of the pop top. It'll make its debut in Mexico later this year before a worldwide rollout. It'll likely be available in U.S. stores sometime in 2023.
That could be quite dangerous for many
You're
people.
gonna have a cooler full of that on ice.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Let's go back to Dana, because anything on ice will be very nice tomorrow. Have it handy.
Yeah. I'll recommend
You gotta
water.
stay away, though, from the alcohol.
The Jack and Coke would
You've
not
got to
be
stay
good.
hydrated, exactly. Water, 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 stay cool. It is going to be incredibly hot. It's also going to be incredibly humid, so keep that in mind. If you're spending a lot of time outside, you're going to sweat more than usual. It's going to be mostly sunny outside tomorrow with temperatures 20 degrees above average and heat index readings well above 100. Wednesday, high temperatures will be in the mid-90s with heat index readings over 100. A line of strong thunderstorms will pass through in the late afternoon and evening. Behind that, we back off a little bit for our high temperatures back to the 80s. We stay dry through Father's Day weekend.
All right, Dana, thanks. Stay cool tomorrow, folks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.